It's Monday the 28th of March 2022. Here I am at Limburg Castle in Limburg, right over on the east side of the Netherlands, right on the German border. In fact, I'm going to probably just pop over the German border during this brief run, so I'm just going to do a quick stretch run and see how I'm doing post-COVID. So started to recover from COVID about a week ago. Had a couple of little runs, not too bad, but with elevated hearts. So I'm just going to see how today goes. Nice and early morning. It's 8 o'clock. The clocks have only just sprung forward, so it's 7 o'clock winter time. So it's good and cold this morning, but it's a lovely day, as you can probably see. So it's going to be about 18 or 19 degrees later on today, but it's only about 3 at the moment. And there was a bit of a frost showing on in some places on the grass this morning. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to head off now onto one of the trails and see how I go. So I've come out the little town of Herkenbosch. Now I've joined the trails in the Meinweg National Park. See, it's a bit of a mixture of kind of fire trails and kind of true foot trails, because a lot of these you can take a bicycle on. Not all of them, but a lot of them you can. So I'm just running kind of north at the moment, roughly. Yeah. And I'm going to cross over, go around a little lake, and then as I come round the lake, I'll actually be crossing into Germany, and then very quickly I'll be back again into the Netherlands. So there's one of the roads that goes up and ultimately into Germany. That one. There's lots of farmland. It's like a funny little, in the state US they call it a panhandle. It's a little rectangle of land that sticks out on the border into Germany. So actually on 3 sides now, just ahead of me, just to the east of me, just to the south of me is Germany, and the Netherlands is that way. So I really am kind of in a little box surrounded on 3 sides by Germany. So I'm glad I wore my long sleeves. I needed those. 3 degrees. It's quite cool, but it's very pleasant because the sun's out. I'll look it up later. I think this is part of the old steel railway that it carried steel from Belgium across into Germany, across this part of the Netherlands. It's abandoned now. I think there's been various talk about re-establishing it as a railway line at some point. You can see it's pretty narrow gauge. I'll look it up later to check I'm actually on it, the other one, because I have crossed it in another part of the national park much further over, so this might be a sideline into the village or something like that, little branch line. Anyway, I thought that was interesting coming across here, so I'll just keep going. There you go, I've reached the lake. Very quiet this morning, just the birds chirping. So I'm just going to do a loop of this, and then I'll head back south, back into Herkenbosch and back to the castle. So as mentioned, this is a national park, the Meinweg National Park. I think there's supposed to be wild boar in here and so on, and a deer. So I'll keep my eyes peeled. But you can see the steam rising off the lake there. Yeah, lovely morning. This is the bit where I crossed the border. I think that's one of the old border markers. So I'm now on a trail in Germany. on the other side of the lake. So, of course, there is no border anymore. It's really just a line on the map, for all intents and purposes. Because with the Schengen agreement was to have open borders, which is why it's interesting during the COVID pandemic, in that there was some attempts to manage not so much the borders but certainly cross-border flow, because different countries had different levels of COVID. In Germany in particular had very low levels, so it was very keen to make sure there wasn't going to be an undue influx of infected people. And you still have to register. So officially, if I stay in Germany now and intend to stay overnight, more than 24 hours, I've got to register there and also present evidence. You can do it online of your vaccine status, and then you get clearance to move, or you have to basically stay in isolation. So not strict. And the Netherlands itself is pretty much open now. There's recommendations to wearing masks on public transport. That's no longer mandated. I think I've got to turn here, I think. I'll do that anyway. Make sure I follow the pond. Yeah, that was the right turn. Lots of little... So what's nice about places like this, there's so many different trails and ways to go. I'm just on a little trail back into the village of Herkenbosch now. Back into the Netherlands now as well. My little adventure into Germany. The whole loop that I've done is probably going to be a little short of 8 kilometres, 5 miles. So quite a nice one to do early in the morning. Just heard a woodpecker. Very quiet, just a few early morning people walking their dogs. So I'll take a turn in a minute to head back to the castle rather than going to the village proper, and then I'll be done. Nice gentle run on a cold but sunny Monday morning. There I come, back into Herkenbosch. So it's just another 5 minutes to the castle and then I'm done.